This is how David Bedard, co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., thought he was going to look when he first started the company. This is how he really looks.
By the way, I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could.
But you know I'm all the way out there. I don't get that.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. I'm trying to think of an industry other than the entertainment industry that would go out of its way to hire people who actively hate said industry and that industry's customer base. Like if, you're in the auto industry, would you willingly hire people hate cars and have the slogan ACAB, all cars are bastards, but you hire them, right? And you let them build cars for you, cars that automatically shut down if you go over a certain amount of miles, maybe you go too fast, or maybe if you're driving and you're on the phone with somebody and you happen to mention that you're going to vote for Trump or just going to vote Republican, then the car, swerves like into the middle of oncoming traffic or off a cliff, or it explodes because, there's some eco-terrorists protesting outside of a mobile plant or something, and you get mobile gas that day. And then, 10 feet away when you're driving off, then the drivers complain. But the people you hired who hate cars, who are all ACAB, all cars are bastards, they get mad and say that the people who are complaining are just far-right extremists who are just pretending to want automotive safety and quality cars. The real problem is they hate all the gay, trans, and non-binary people who are building the shoddy, dangerous cars, the self-destructive cars, the cars that are killing you if you have the wrong opinion and the wrong political persuasion. And they're having press conferences and doing articles saying, oh, these people are just far-right extremists. They're mad that the cars have progressive flag-colored seatbelts, and they're mad that when you honk the horn, it blares.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
So you've probably already seen this LinkedIn post from David Bedard. Again, he's the co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., along with Kim Belair. So he put out this post, and it's just insane to me how they're the ones acting like they're the victims, and how so many other groups are circling the wagons, protecting them, and also demonizing gamers. They're definitely willing to tear everything down. They know that their main primary base of gamers throughout the world are going to be straight males, but they still put all of their LGBTQ stuff in big AAA games that people are spending over $300 million on. They still put it in there and then get mad when you say, we don't like this. And instead of saying, well, if they don't like it in big AAA games, we'll just stick to this in our indie games that we work on, and we'll promote those to people who we believe the modern audience that's out there will like and play. They don't do that because they're not trying to just make games for the marginalized voices. They're trying to take away the voice of their political enemies, the straight white males. So David Bedard, he puts out this weaselly, mewling, whiny, sniveling post on LinkedIn of all places. For the past 4 months, my company, Sweet Baby Inc., and that's still such a terrible name, such a dumb name. It's so stupid. It's like you're trying to have a serious conversation and you keep having to say Sweet Baby Inc. And this is not like an OnlyFans type of company. This is supposed to be, a narrative consultancy firm that helps you professionally polish up scripts and to include more people into the gaming space. And I keep saying this, if you're a marginalized person, whatever that's supposed to mean, you're not in these spaces, in these hobbies, against your will. If you wanted more pride flags and stuff, and you don't get it in video games, then you wouldn't be in video games. For the past 4 months, my company, Sweet Baby Inc., has been targeted by a far-right harassment campaign / conspiracy theory. So it's not far-right. They say far-right because they want gamers to be essentially on a terrorist watch list. They know that there are black people, gay people, trans people, women who have been saying for years, we don't want all this political BS in our games. You're just far right if you don't agree with them. It's harassment if you don't agree with them. All right. This is a tough situation for me, my co-founder, Kim Belair, our entire team, and our collaborators. It's a tough situation because, again, you don't want people to actually shine a light on what you actually do. More than the frustrations caused by the harassment. It's not harassment. Cabrutus literally created a list, letting people know what is publicly known, what they have on their website, letting people know what games Sweet Baby Inc. worked on so that gamers can say, okay, fine, I'm not going to play that game. This is the opposite of harassment. Here's what you need to know to avoid these people. All right, so let's see. More than the frustrations caused by the harassment and the precautions we're putting in place as a result of that, the toughness comes from the fact that this entire campaign is based on misinformation. No, it's not. We see plenty of videos of Kim Belair in particular, and now we've seen stuff from former Sweet Baby Inc. employees who are talking about and doing the same thing, like that entity who's talking about how she made sure she hired no white people on her team because she was afraid of microaggressions. It was not safe to work around white people because of microaggressions. So, like, you have a mental illness, you have anxiety, you have issues. I'm not to get into that right now, but so, all right, misinformation. Misinformation so wild in left field, or right field, I guess, that it's impossible to even engage with it to combat it. Why are you combating it? If you know what you do and you're just supposed to be this simple script polisher, why do you care what people are saying about your company? As far as, like, nobody's harassing you. People are saying, oh, I'm not going to buy any more games. Criticizing them, videos made about them, saying they're the reason why God of War Ragnarok sucks. Especially, a lot of people didn't say that as much about Ragnarok, but especially about Spider-Man 2 and Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. So we spoke with the press to clear things up about exactly what we do and how we do it. It was, it's lies, it's propaganda, it's BS. Adding our voices to this conversation felt necessary because what is happening to us is something that has happened before in this industry and will happen again. The thing is, again, their employees, especially Chris Kindred, started all of this by trying to get a guy, trying to get his personal Steam account banned, not just a list that was showing the games they worked on, which is something they should be proud of. Why is he even mad and making up this lie that it's harassment? But remember, this is supposed to be a far-right harassment campaign. Even though it's not harassment, but it's supposed to be a far-right campaign. And it's supposed to be the minority of gamers. Like, everybody else is supposed to love and want all this woke stuff in their games. If that was the case, why are they even going after Cabrutus or anybody else? Why are they circling the wagons like this? Why are there so many media outlets talking about this without mentioning how it started with Sweet Baby Inc. themselves? It happens to not just us, but also to countless other devs, players, journalists, and creators. This is because you all started this. You caused this trouble. You come into this space and tell us the things that you like about this is wrong and it's bad. We're going to change it. We say, no, don't change it. They change it anyway. We say, okay, since you changed it, we're not going to play it. We're not going to buy it. And we're going to let everybody know the reason why it sucks now. Because you look at Spider-Man 2, it's trash. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, even worse. You look at stuff like that. You just say, all right, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to follow this list and make sure I get nothing from these people again. And they get mad. They feel like you're harassing me by telling people that we suck. And you're just a narrative consultancy firm. So why do you need all this protection? Why do you need so many people going to bat for you? It's like they're all a part of this Mean Girls club. They're not professionals. They're not looking at this as like, okay, you know what? Fine. We are on the right side of history. Most of the people out there are going to love our games. Spider-Man 2 Electric Boogaloo was a huge, smashing success. It's worth the 300-something million we spent on it. It wasn't. Suicide Squad. We've got hundreds of thousands of players currently, actively, right now playing Suicide Squad. They love it. It's only the far-right extremists who don't love it. Nobody needs to pay attention to them. Why isn't that the narrative? Everyone who has reached out to me with kind words of support has also asked me what they can do to help, and it took me a while to find an answer to this question. But I think I finally know. Okay, this is probably the worst part. I need to get my little tiny violin out for this. This is what you can do to help. Check in on your marginalized colleagues and friends in this industry. Make sure they're okay. Let them know that they are loved, that they are appreciated, that they are welcome, and that they are talented. Sorry, I meant that they are talented, yes. Tell them you're not going to let this kind of hate push them out of this industry. Tell them that things like this won't scare all of their community away, like microaggressions would, that they are protected, and that they have a place here, now more than ever. I'd be really grateful if you did that. What's so stupid about this? There's a lot stupid about this, but they use so-called marginalized people as tools. We're all weaponized against them. Imagine if I was somebody who was working with like Sweet Baby Inc. or just a dev, just a black guy dev working at Ubisoft or something, working on the quadruple A Skull and Crossbones, whatever the hell the name of the game is. I'm working on it and I'm thinking, man, this sucks. Damn, there's got to be something better than this. And then I get a call from some soy-faced weirdo talking about, I just wanted to check in on you and see if you were doing okay. Well, I'm having problems with, just want you to know that you are loved and that you are appreciated for all the things that you do. Well, thanks. Like, what is this? What are conversations like that really? Are people really like having fainting spells and they need the, smelling salts and they got fainting couches and they're all just sort of yeah, they probably are. They actually probably are. When you talk about that woman who also worked at Sweet Baby Inc., who's now currently working on Black Panther. I'm so tired of women being put in charge of men's entertainments like this. There are rare exceptions of women who could do this, especially when it comes to comic book stuff, especially. Women should not be doing this. They should not be narrative directors on Black Panther or Wolverine. There shouldn't be women writing Spider-Man comics. There shouldn't be women writing Spider-Man games. But they're doing it. They don't understand this stuff. They don't care about it. They come to this from like YA. They come to this thinking that, well, I watch Buffy. I like Buffy. That's superhero stuff to me. No, it's not. But these idiots, thanks to the Tumblr crowd and stuff, think that, oh, that's what superhero stuff is. I can do that because I like Supernatural and Buffy and Angel or whatever. But anyway, so it's just like, I don't know any other industry that would allow this to happen for so long. It's like beyond just, oh, there's people who want to have diversity and inclusion and racists are stopping them. They don't just say, oh, Captain America should have a new black girl friend or a new black girl sidekick who's really badass and cool. No, you need to make Captain America a black lesbian now. That she needs to take over. You need a disabled sentry now. This stuff isn't just polishing up scripts. This isn't just, oh, people want diversity and inclusion, and so they come to us. No, we tell them, you need to make these changes because these changes are better. And if you don't make those changes, we'll go to your marketing team to tell them, to terrify them into understanding why they have to do what we want them to do. And it's crazy. They get away, like I keep saying, they get away with all of this because they're being enabled by the media and by other devs and by large publishers who are losing money because of them.